Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of this Division II high school varsity girls hockey contest between the visiting Wildcats of Milton High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. The Zamboni here just finished its pregame rounds, and so we are simply awaiting for the teams to come out here. And then they will have their warm-up skates, and we'll get this game underway. Milton coming into this game with a pretty strong record of 9-1-3. 9 wins, 1 loss, 3 ties. The MIAA has them ranked 15th in the power rankings in Division II. Brookline, meanwhile, they're sitting at 2-11 on the season, ranked 45th in Division II. So if Brookline's going to have a chance to try and find themselves a spot in the playoffs, they got to start getting some wins over some higher-ranked teams. And the key for Brookline is going to be trying to find some offense. The team defensively has sort of settled down of late with the return of senior goalie Rosie Carew Lyons, who started the season injured. But the offense has been struggling the past few games. Brookline has been shut out by their opponent in 3 of their last 4 games. The one anomaly coming in a 4-1 win against the Wayland Weston Co-op. Excuse me. That one coming back on January 16th as part of Brookline's Purple Out game in support of the American Cancer Society. So while we continue to wait for the players to come out onto the ice, once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan coming to you live. If you end up enjoying this live stream of tonight's game, I encourage you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, including all home games here at Walter Brown for both Brookline girls and boys hockey this winter. So be sure to stay tuned for those. Subscribing to the channel can help. And if there's anything you would like to say, then I encourage you to say it in the live chat. Could be as simple as go Brookline or go Milton. Whichever team you root for, it's always nice to see the good vibes in the live chat. You can shout out your favorite player on the ice. You can let us know where you're tuning in from. These online live streams, it's always so cool finding out where people can tune in from, since you can tune in from anywhere in the world that has a Wi-Fi connection. You know, I think that's pretty cool. And then, of course, on a more important note, if you notice any technical problems with the stream, either with the audio or the video, I encourage you, I humbly request of you to let me know. It might not be something I notice on my end, and it might be something very fixable. And then on the other, another more important aspect, this one goes out especially to any Milton fans tuning in. If you notice me mispronouncing any names, please correct me in the live chat. I want to give these student athletes the best coverage I possibly can. And we've got our first note in the live chat from Amy Lyons. Go Rosie Carew Lyons. Rosie is playing her cousin, Megan Carew of Milton. Go Brookline. Well, that's an interesting fun fact. I didn't know that. That's cool. Megan Carew, a sophomore wearing number 9 for the Wildcats, while Rosie Carew-Lyons, a senior for Brookline, and she'll be manning the spot between the pipes. So that's really cool. I love reading stuff like that. If anyone else has any fun facts, I encourage you to share. But in the meantime, our wait for the teams continues. We might just be waiting for a couple of officials or something like that. Sometimes that can delay things a bit since the officials are always the first ones out on the ice. Well, we talked a little bit about the most recent results for Brookline. Why don't we take a look at Milton's results as of late? So the Milton Lady Wildcats, their last game was on Wednesday night at home. They're just coming to the end of a long home stretch. 3 home games over the past week and a half. A pair of 1-1 ties, one against Boston Latin Academy and one against Framingham, and then they finished out their homestand with a 4-0 win over Wellesley. Before those 2 ties, Milton was on a streak of going, let's see, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, of going 6-0-1. 6 wins and 1 tie before those back-to-back home ties. So Milton's been doing pretty well and projects to be pretty competitive in Division II. If the season were to end right now, they would not only earn a playoff spot, but they would also earn a home game, as I believe they would face the 18th ranked team in the power rankings in the round of 32. Brookline, meanwhile, fighting for a chance to go to the playoffs, currently ranked 45th. So on paper, it's a tough matchup for the home team Warriors, but as I always say, we don't play these games on paper, we play them on the ice. And if we're just speaking in hypotheticals, a win here for Brookline would not only be a very huge upset, but could also have a big impact on their standing in the power rankings. So a lot of potential meaning for Brookline in terms of the power rankings. For Milton, perhaps not as much meaning power rankings-wise, but for the Wildcats, a win here would get them back on a winning streak after those 2 back-to-back ties that started their home stretch. And our wait continues. But while our wait is continuing, I do see the Milton coaches walking over towards their bench on the near side. Can see them over there. So that's a good sign. That's promising. And okay, for a brief second, the Wi-Fi was going on the fritz. I was a little worried, but it looks like it's okay now. So at this point, we're probably not starting exactly at the 7 p.m. scheduled puck drop. But I see some players coming. And it looks like it's the Milton High Wildcats. Also looks like they're just kind of waiting. Might be waiting for the officials or something. I do not know. Okay, now they're coming out onto the ice. Wearing their red jerseys with white jersey numbers. Looking almost like the Detroit Red Wings out here. The Milton High girls hockey team. Now that they've arrived, let's read out the roster for the visiting Milton High Wildcats. Going in order of jersey numbers, first off for Milton we have a senior captain, number 2, Carrie Balerna. Next we have a sophomore, number 3, Dory O'Toole. A junior, number 5, Grace Analetto. A senior, number 6, Sarah McGillivray. A junior, number 7, Brenna Walsh. A senior, number 8, Molly Lovett. A sophomore, number 9, Megan Carew. A senior, number 10, Samantha McGillivray. A freshman, number 11, Nayeli Thayer. A freshman, number 13, Mayrin Hart. A junior, number 14, Ellie McConville. A junior, number 15, Abby Hunt. A senior, number 16, Holly Pasquantonio. A senior captain, number 17, Emily McNeil. A sophomore, number 18, Maggie Mullen. A junior, number 19, Jenna Nolan. A senior, number 22, Maggie Collins. A sophomore, number 23, Molly Murphy. A senior, number 24, Kaylin Letty. A freshman, number 25, Mary Lovett. A sophomore, number 31, Amila Spinell. And finally, a junior captain, number 32, Lila Shimon. Head coach of the Milton High girls hockey team is Matt Lodi, with assistant coaches Mark Knapp, Rick McCready, Liz Halissi, and Maggie Radley. So that was the roster for Milton, and now as the home team has arrived, let's read off the roster for the hosting Brookline High Warriors. First off, a sophomore, number 1, Aurora Charbonneau. A freshman, number 2, Emma Lurie. A sophomore, number 4, Casey McCarthy. A senior captain, number 7, Julia Janowski. A senior, number 8, Grayson Davis. A senior captain, number 9, Riley Lackey. A senior, number 11, Sophia Hauser. A senior, number 12, Sophia Schneider. A sophomore, number 13, Shayna Chin. A freshman, number 15, Clara Tebow. A senior, number 16, Maggie Coffee O'Reilly. A sophomore, number 17, Izzy Pace. A sophomore, number 18, Soo Jin Koo. A sophomore, number 21, Etta Reed. A senior, number 22, Diane Lee. A freshman, number 24, Caroline Hughes. A sophomore, number 25, Birdie Hawkins. A senior, number 27, Tina Chang. A senior, number 35, Rozzy Carew Lyons. A junior, number 37, Meredith Allen. And a senior, number 77, Jenna Rosetto. Head coach of the Brookline High girls hockey team is Nick Sama, with assistant coaches Carly Radovich and Mark Haley. Well, both teams are doing their warm-up skates, and in just a couple minutes, we'll have this game underway. It's Brookline versus Milton at Walter Brown Arena. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Hockey.
Tebow takes it back, backhand pass gets up to Janowski, winds and fires and scores! Janowski tries a backhander, misses her target, but it gets to Hauser. Hauser, a long shot, and that one is in! Now stolen away, a pass to Chin. Chin fires and scores! Shayna Blankstein Chin! Open chance, Izzy Pace, off to the races, shot, score! Izzy Pace ties it up!
All right, the last seconds on the pregame clock are ticking away, as you can see in the scoreboard cam on the bottom left corner of your screen. There is the buzzer. And it sounds like we are going to get starting lineups in National Anthem. That doesn't always happen with some of the later games. Sometimes they're in a rush to make sure everything plays out on time. They get out when the facility managers want them to or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Looks like we're actually getting the National Anthem first. That was our national anthem. And it looks like we're just gonna skip the starting lineups. They were clearly having some trouble with the PA mic there. And I don't know, maybe they got it a little out of order. Yeah, no, they got it out of order because now they're trying to read the starting lineups and all of the players are completely confused. All right, so don't know how well you guys were able to hear through my mic, the PA announcer there. Starting lineup for Brookline, they've got a forward line of Julia Janowski, flanked by Caroline Hughes and Izzy Pace on the wings. A defensive pairing of Sophia Hauser and Etta Reed with Rosie Carew Lyons in net. For Milton, looks like they've got number 23 Molly Murphy at center, flanked by number 11 Nayeli Thayer and number 6 Sarah McGillivray, while the defensive pairing features number 17 Emily McNeil and number 10 Samantha McGillivray. In net for the Wildcats, number 32 Lila Shimon. Face-off, Janowski versus Murphy, here we go. Face-off is won by the Wildcats. It's chased down by McNeil, lifted into the neutral zone, and goes all the way down to the Brookline end. Was deflected, so no icing. Hauser lost her footing as she was trying to clear that one, and so an attack chance for the Wildcats. Pass goes back. McGillivray shoots, saved by Carew Lyons. Almost a big rebound chance, but just couldn't get a stick on it. McNeil sends it around the boards. Chased down by Thayer. Thayer gets pinned to the boards, loses the puck. It's taken, I believe, by Janowski. Pass is deflected into the air, does go out to the neutral zone where McNeil passes it across to Sam McGillivray. Now it's being pushed back and forth through the neutral zone, goes all the way back to the Milton end where it's taken by McNeil. McNeil sends it ahead, gets away from Thayer, and is going to go into the corner in the Brookline end where it's taken by Etta Reed. Reed sends it around the corner, just misses. A push towards the net is blocked. Hauser backhands it up for Grayson Davis. Davis sends it back around. And now it's sent further around for Caroline Hughes, who backhands it, blocked by the skate of Murphy. McNeil backhands it forward, ricocheting back and forth. And now Reed trying to take it around the back. Goes back to Samantha McGillivray. Sent around and further around by Hauser. Hughes trying to push it, gets it past McNeil. And now Brookline off to the races. Julia Janowski tried a backhand pass but was walled off by Samantha McGillivray. And now Brookline desperately trying to complete a line change. Through the neutral zone, hard friendly collision there by two Brookline players. As now Milton skating on the attack. They've also made a line change. Coming around the back, pass, sets up right in front of the net. Point blank, saved by Carew Lyons off the shot from Molly Levette. Lifted out to the neutral zone. The attempted clear is blocked by Casey McCarthy, but then it is pushed to the Brookline end. Jenna Rosetto trying to push it out for Brookline, but it's pinned to the boards, and a couple players go down. Still pinned to the boards as they continue scrumming for it, and Brookline pushes it out to the neutral zone. Chasing it down is number 25, Mary Levette. Levette skating around the back, sends it around the boards. It's knocked into the air, and out of the scrum, the Wildcats come away with it. This is number 19, Jenna Nolan, moving it into the Brookline end. Chasing it down around the back is number 9, Megan Carew, cousin of Brookline netminder Rosie Carew Lyons. It's backhanded around the corner. Molly Lovett sends it around the back to Mary Lovett. Lovett sends it back. Long shot from Nolan is blocked by the stick of Sujin Koo. Now another pass goes back to Nolan. Nolan blocked once again. Carew recovers it, sends a pass, deflects off the stick of Rosetto, and it's pushed back into the corner. Around it goes, and Carew gets a stick on it, pushes it to Molly Murphy, and just broken up by Riley Lackey. Attempted clear, intercepted, coming around, shot, blocked. Just barely, the Brookline defense prevails, and it is lifted a long way out, and that's going to be icing. So we saw in that potential offensive counter push that this is a problem Brookline has run into. The puck gets stuck in their own end. They end up with a longer shift for both their forward and defensive lines than they want, and then as soon as it gets pushed to the opposing end, instead of pressing the issue, they have to make a full line change. Face-off now in the Brookline end, and coming out with it is Etta Reed. Reed passes it, just gets away from Izzy Pace, and instead it's chased down by Mayrin Hart. Pushed all the way to the Brookline end. Potential breakaway chance. Shot saved by Carew Lyons. Molly Murphy seemed like she had her dead to rights, but Carew Lyons with a great patience and positioning to prevent the game's potential first score. Brookline on the counter. Pass goes up, and it's broken up from behind from Julia Janowski. Now it is recovered from behind, poked loose by Izzy Pace. Janowski takes it, tries to jam it in the corner, but Shimon covers it up. I like that Janowski kept up with that pursuit, even though they were in the middle of a line change. Shayna Chin, the second line center, was already out there, so they effectively had two centers out there, but they were just, they were pressing the issue. This one gets ahead, another breakaway chance. This is Sarah McGillivray, shot, misses, high and wide. Recovered now, a shot blocked by Rosetto off the stick of number 18, Maggie Mullen. Brookline trying to clear. Sujin Koo gets it out to the neutral zone and pushes it down to the Milton end. Around the boards it goes. Caroline Hughes gets there. Lost track of the puck, though. Now Mullen trying to clear it out. Off the boards it goes. Blocked by Etta Reed. Reed couldn't keep with it. It's broken up. Now a leading pass. This is Murphy. Shot is blocked by Reed. Sarah McGillivray chases it down, passes it back. Long shot, well blocked, kicked away by Hauser, and then takes it away from Sarah McGillivray, sends it around the boards. Scrum for the puck up against the boards. A long pass back is cut off by Grayson Davis. Pass across for Hughes. Hughes recovers it off the boards and pushes it into the Milton end while Brookline makes a full change. Coming around the back, aggressive forecheck by Shayna Chin. Knocks the puck loose, but Milton still working on the clear. This is Murphy with it now. Gets it into the neutral zone, but it's knocked away by Riley Lackey. Nice timing to clear the blue line. They're kicking the puck around, and a bit of miscommunication on who was going to take that puck, and now Milton takes it away. This is Sarah McGillivray again. Shot again, misses high. That time slightly disrupted by Jenna Rosetto. Now making an approach. They're trying for a pass through the slot, but couldn't get it cleanly. Trying to jam it in, saved by Carew Lyons. And now a long clear by Birdie Hawkins, I believe, is going to be called for icing. No score yet. 8:53 on the clock here in the first. We got another note in the live chat from Jillian Kelly, a simple go Brookline. Remember, folks, if there's anything you want to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat. Brookline zone face-off, being kicked around, knocked into open ice, and chased down by Etta Reed. Pass goes up to Hughes, but is broken up by Emily McNeil. Deflects over to Reed. Pass from Janowski was cut off by number 25, Mary Lovett. Pass up to Molly Lovett. It's pushed to the Brookline end. Reed sends it across, sent through to the neutral zone, broken up, taken back by Megan Carew. Around the corner it goes, taken by Etta Reed, sent off the boards, misses Caroline Hughes, deflected by McNeil, and now collected for a second by Mary Lovett, but ultimately pushed around the boards by Samantha McGillivray. Hughes trying to clear it past McNeil. Reed has to put it into open space where it's taken by Izzy Pace, but well covered by Samantha McGillivray. Now Hauser taking it around the back, sends it off the boards for Hughes. Hughes sends it further up. Janowski manages to push it out to the neutral zone, and now Izzy Pace skating with it. But she has to do it on her own as Brookline is again making a full change. McNeil clears it out. Now skating on the approach. Getting tangled up is number 14, Ellie McConville. McConville takes the loose puck, trying to jam it in, but Carew Lyons cuts her off. So we'll have another Brookline end face-off, and it is sent into open ice, taken by Grayson Davis, sent off the boards, and it slides into the neutral zone, chased down by Milton. Long pass, misses the mark. Casey McCarthy trying to move it. Everybody trying to move it through the neutral zone. It's taken by Abby Hunt. Pass, deflected. Finally chased down by Maddie Collins. A pass, misses McConville. Attempted clear, walled off by Jenna Nolan. Pushed around, taken by Collins. Pass goes back to Sarah McGillivray. Shot goes wide, chased down by Hunt, sent around the boards. Sarah McGillivray fighting for it, sends a shot that's turned aside by Carew Lyons. Suchin Koo recovers, sends it around the boards, chased down by Brenna Walsh. Now that deflection goes into open space. Chased down, long shot turned aside by Carew Lyons off the shot from Nolan. McGillivray recovers pass, cut off by Rosetto. Attempted backhander by McGillivray, saved by Carew Lyons. Lackey takes it. It's left for McCarthy. McCarthy, long pass, finds her target. Davis kind of whiffs on the lift into the opposing end, and it's taken back by Murphy. Long shot, misses wide. Rebound recovered. Trying to jam it in, turned away. And now Davis clears it out. The shot from Nayeli Thayer did not really have much of an angle, but now Thayer takes the pass, gains the blue line. Long shot, saved by Carew Lyons. And an attempted pass blocked by the skates, and now we've got a whistle. Is this going to be our first penalty? I think it is, and it looks like it's going to be against Milton's number 23, Molly Murphy. So Brookline will get their first power play opportunity. Not sure quite what the call was, but this will be a 2-minute minor. Face-off is almost pushed towards the net by Clara Tebow, but it misses wide. The clear does get out to the neutral zone where it's chased down by Shayna Chin. Chin tried to lift it off the boards, but instead lifted it into her own bench. So that unfortunate miscue will result in a face-off in the Brookline end, if I'm not mistaken. So a brief setback. And so the penalty call against Murphy was hooking. That face-off won by the Wildcats. Quick shot, misses wide. And out of the corner, Chin is skating with it. Chin weaves through one defender, sends out a long pass out of reach of Tebow, but she's trying to take it. She's trying to chase after it. Tebow still chasing, but was cut off, boxed out by Maggie Mullen. Now it's sent around the boards where it's taken by Suchin Koo. but pinned to the boards, and it's knocked away by Mayron Hart. Now a strange deflection sends it towards the slot. Turning around, a desperate shot with no feet behind it by Clara Tebow. Attempted clear is deflected, taken by Koo, sent to the back end, where it's taken by Tebow. Tebow turns around, tries to send a pass through, deflects, but gets to Lackey. Lackey sends a shot, saved by Shimon. Probably the best offensive sequence we've seen from Brookline so far, as they did a good job preventing any clears and eventually setting themselves up for a shot, but good save by Shimon. Face-off is controlled by Jenna Rosetta. Long shot, blocker saved by Shimon. Now they get tangled up, and it's sent into the air, blocked by Lackey. Lackey sends it off the boards and into the corner. Samantha McGillivray tries to clear, but it's recovered. Skating in with it is Davis. Backhander saved by Chimone. Put back chance not there. Now working on the clear. It's kept on the attack by Rosetto. Pace tried to send a pass, but it's deflected by McNeil. Samantha McGillivray sends it around. Davis whiffs on that one, but passes it back to Lackey. Lackey sends it across to Rosetto at the point. Rosetto lifts one high. Bounces wide of the net. Pace tries to sneak it around, but it's covered up by Chimone. Just 12 seconds left on this power play. But I'll tell you, this is the best Brookline's looked on the power play in a couple of games now. So I do like what I'm seeing, even if they haven't gotten a score yet. Face off. Deflects, juicy chance. Couldn't get it past Chimone. That one was right at the stick of Clara Tebow. And now we are back at even strength. Brookline got a few shots on net as the offsides is called, but no score. But just the fact that they were able to control the possession game for the most part during that power play, to me feels like a big step forward from some of the struggles they've had in past games with their power play. Face-off is fought for and ultimately pushed back to Jenna Nolan. Nolan sends a pass up, finds her target. Puck is knocked loose from McConville, but she does push it around the back. And it's pushed back the other way, taken again by McConville and sent back around the back for Brenna Walsh. Taken away from Walsh by Julia Janowski, sends hard pass off the boards, finds Clara Tebow. Tebow skating with it. Gets around the defender, but no reinforcements. They made the line change. Nolan now skating with it. Poke check by Koo, knocks it loose. And we've got, I think, either a delayed, no, it's a delayed penalty. Or is it? No, the hand raised was for potential offsides. That was my mistake. Misread the signal from the official. Milton trying to clear. They send it up. Walsh gains the blue line. Deflects off a skate, though. It's sent into the corner. Sent off the boards now. Coming across the slot, it's barely cleared out, and now skating with it is Izzy Pace. Pace weaves her way around one defenseman. Still making her approach. Taps a pass. Shot misses wide. Pace chases it down. Now pinned up against the boards. Corralled by Suchin Koo, and Reed sends it around the corner. It's chased down by Abby Hunt, sent around for Megan Carew, who lifts it out for a successful clear. And I think Brookline might be called for too many skaters there, as they were in the middle of a change. And normally they'll let you get away with that, but when the puck's right there. And there's another Brookline player, or no, now there's a Brookline player in the box. And it's Izzy Pace, who will be serving the 2-minute minor. So now Milton on the power play. Pass goes across to Mullen. Mullen long shot misses wide. Chased down by Samantha McGillivray. Pass down, and it has to be sent right back to McGillivray. Long shot, well blocked, and cleared out by Brookline. Taken by Chimone. Now Mullen taking it around the back. Milton trying to take advantage of the too many skaters penalty. That pass out of reach for Sarah McGillivray. Chased down around the back by Etta Reed. Reed manages to get it up the middle to Chin, and Chin clears it out. Not just on the power play, but on the PK. Brookline's defense looking significantly better. I mean, yes, they have easier options for clearing when you're on the PK, but still. Mary Lovette making her approach, tries a pass broken up by Suchin Koo and cleared out immediately. Chased down by Mullen. Mullen, long pass up to Sarah McGillivray. McGillivray gains the blue. Pass goes back to Murphy. Shot from McGillivray, redirected wide. Chased down by Murphy, and now a quick clear. As again, Brookline pretty effectively shutting down any potential offensive looks. Pass goes up to Mullen. Mullen turns around, resets, and now skates to the neutral zone. Long pass up, finds Mary Lovette. Lovette trying to get around Lackey, but walled off. Pass goes back to Murphy. Murphy skating around to the back. It's saved by Carew Lyons, and that is going to end the first period. A buzzer-beating save by Rosie Carew Lyons, and that is how we will end the first period. We will start the second period with a 10-second power play for Milton before Pace can come out of the box. But we are now at our first intermission. During this first intermission, I'd like to take a moment to do a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number has remained steadily high ever since. The food pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, more than 4 times the rate of families served pre-COVID. The Brookline Food Pantry is fighting the good fight against hunger in our community, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish Church at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. You can also go online to brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can volunteer with the pantry or otherwise donate and help feed your community. Once again, that's brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And remember, as always, all the information, the link to the website, the phone number can be found down in the description section down below. And the Brookline Food Pantry continuing to step things up. Latest news I heard is they are planning on setting up another pantry site at Brookline High School itself, which I think is just a perfect spot for a lot of potentially hungry citizens of this town. But for now, no score here at the first intermission. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, going to take a break off the mic, but I will be back for the second period. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second period of this Division II high school varsity girls hockey contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Milton High Wildcats. No score through the first period. Both teams had their chances. Overall, Milton had an advantage on the possession side of things, particularly in, I would say, the first half of that first period. Brookline was able to capitalize on a penalty to get some quality shots on net, but all shots from both teams have been turned away by the netminders. Rosie Carew Lyons for Brookline and Lila Chimone for Milton. So this period will actually start with a 10-second penalty, as Brookline's Izzy Pace is currently serving the tail end of a 2-minute minor for a too many skaters penalty that Brookline committed late in the first period. So we'll see if either team ends up able to make some adjustments. In the meantime, if you are enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, including all home games for Brookline girls and boys hockey this winter. And if you got something to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat, as we've actually got a new message on the live chat from Susan Chin. Way to go, Warriors. And indeed, Brookline keeping competitive with a team currently ranked 30 spots higher in Division II in the MIAA Power Rankings. Milton currently ranked 15th with an overall record of 9-1-3, while Brookline ranked 45th with a record of 2-11. Two teams have switched sides. Milton showing a different forward array featuring Mary Lovette, Molly Murphy, and Sarah McGillivray. Got a 10-second penalty here as we start the second period. Emily McNeil sends it across to Samantha McGillivray, up to Sarah McGillivray, and lifted down to the Brookline end. The penalty is over. We are back at even strength. Lovette pushes it off the boards. Shayna Chin wrestling with Lovette for the puck. Puck pushes it, Lovette pushes it around the back. Sarah McGillivray tried to push it but couldn't get the angle. Now a quick clear work from Brookline as it's kicked forward by Pace, fresh out of the penalty box. Chimone just lets it go to the back. McNeil fends off the forecheck and moves it forward to Sarah McGillivray. Cut off for a second by Hauser, but gets the pass up to Mary Lovette. That pass out of reach of Murphy. And Reed is going to chase that one down, bring it around the back. But stolen by Murphy. Almost got a shot off, but blocked by the skate of Hauser. Pass through to the middle. Lovette's shot goes wide. A juicy chance for Mary Lovette there, but couldn't get her shot off cleanly. As Murphy now steals it, sends it back to Samantha McGillivray. Her shot blocked by Janowski. Sarah McGillivray tries to send a pass in, but it's cut off. Players got tangled in there. Chin tries to lift it out, blocked by McNeil. Long insert, blocked by Hauser. Reed takes it, tries to clear, walled off. Another attempt to clear, taken by McNeil. Shot goes off of Lovett. Lovett recovers, pass back to Samantha McGillivray. Shot blocked again by Janowski, and Janowski clears it out to the neutral zone. Chasing after it is Izzy Pace. Pace outpaces McNeil there. Her shot goes wide, and Brookline's taking advantage to make a change. And so is Milton, as now Megan Carew, the cousin of Brookline goalie Rosie Carew-Lyons, pushes that one forward. Couple players collide there, and now a collision of sticks as Carew takes the loose puck, passes it around back for Molly Lovett. Now back to Carew. Now that one took a weird ricochet off the face mask of Carew-Lyons, and now the long shot from Abby Hunt goes wide. Wrestling for the puck, and it's cleared, almost cleared out, but instead walled off and kept on the attack by the Wildcats. Carew skating around the corner, coming around the back. Still skating with it, sends a pass back to the defensive line. Shot is knocked down. Attempted clear by Grayson Davis, but again stopped. Pass goes through. Couldn't be collected cleanly by Molly Lovett. Lovett trying to recover, but broken up and cleared out by Davis right to the net, so no icing. Now it's left. Skating with it is number 19, Jenna Nolan. Nolan bringing it end to end. Now turns around, backhand pass, backhand redirect, barely kicked aside by Carew-Lyons. She almost drifted too far to her left. That would have been a backhand score for Nayeli Thayer. Excuse me. Chin skating out from the back. Brookline moving through the neutral zone. Chin pushes it forward as again Brookline has to make a switch while on the attack. Hauser walls off the attempted clear. And now it is taken by number 3, Dory O'Toole. O'Toole making her approach, disrupted by Hauser and saved by Carew-Lyons. I think we've actually got a penalty call here. Yes, we do. It's a penalty against Brookline. Shayna Chin is going to the box. I think the official was saying she went high or something like that, but either way, it's going to be another power play for Milton. That pass deflected off the boards by Janowski, but chased down in the corner by Molly Murphy. Pass deflects, but gets to Sarah McGillivray. Missed on the one-timer by Mary Lovett. Mullen recovers it, loses it into the neutral zone. Desperately pushes it back into the Brookline end. It's corralled by Jenna Rosetto, skating around the back. She gets swarmed. Attempted pass ricochets all over the place, recovered by Mary Lovett. Lovett turns around, passes it to Molly Murphy, goes back to Samantha McGillivray. Shot blocked, recovered by Molly Murphy. Shot saved by the glove of Carew-Lyons. Quick glove by Rosie Carew-Lyons. That was a very nice look for Molly Murphy. Brookline switches out to its second PK unit. Face-off won by Milton, goes back to Samantha McGillivray, across to Mullen. Mullen tries an insert, blocked by Etta Reed, and left to be cleared out by Izzy Pace. Mullen chasing after it all the way to the opposite corner. Now skating with it, blocked by Pace. Pace keeping up some forecheck pressure. Now Sarah McGillivray splits the defenders, but loses the puck, trying to chase after it as Sophia Hauser trying to harass for the puck there. Gets it across to Pace, but knocked away. Taken by Murphy. Shot, glove, save again by Carew-Lyons. .39 seconds still on the penalty. Face off. Knocked into open space. Thayer chasing after it, gets it. Pass goes back to number 13, Hart. Marin Hart's shot is blocked. Goes back to Hart once again. Another shot kicked away by Hauser and cleared out by Janowski. All the way down to Chimone. Chimone gets a pass. Stolen away by Grayson Davis. Shot sails high. Now taken by Thayer. Long pass across. Finds her target. That is Molly Lovett. Shot saved by Carew Lions. Oh, man. Almost a huge rebound chance. As now back at even strength with Chin out of the box, the icing is called against Brookline. One thing that Roz Carew Lions has been doing really well since coming back this season is not leaving too many really tantalizing rebound chances for the opponents. That time, almost. Got a little lucky on the bounce there. Face-off goes back. Shot by Hunt. Kicked aside by Chin. Now Clara Tebow trying to move it, but it's knocked back. Taken by Rosetto now. Rosetto turns around, sends it around the boards. Walled off by Murphy. Murphy sends it around the back for Mary Lovett, and it's sent up to the top of the net, and they were trying to whack at it, but that's going to be a stoppage. I think the Wildcats were trying to see if they could flip it off the top of the net and in. That would have been insane. Face off to the near side boards, passed back to Hunt. Hunt moves it up the line, now around the corner, and stolen away by Mary Lovett. Sent back, long shot from, I believe, Hart, was broken up. Or no, Nolan, that's Jenna Nolan. It's pushed into the neutral zone. Birdie Hawkins pushes it for line change. Off the boards, it's taken by Janowski. It's knocked off the boards again. Taken back by the Wildcats. This is Murphy. Murphy skating with it. Gains the blue line. Approaches, pass. Just broken up and cleared out of the slot. Long shot attempt from Nolan goes wide. Sarah McGillivray recovers it around the back. Sends a pass back to Samantha McGillivray. Shot was blocked by the body of Julia Janowski. Out into the neutral zone, it's taken by Jenna Nolan. Pass across to Samantha McGillivray. Sent up the line, cut off by Janowski. Sent into the Milton end where it's taken by Nolan. Off the boards, it is taken back by Etta Reed. Reed skating with it. They gain the blue line. Reed coming around, shot saved by Chimone. Face off is sent back. Long shot is blocked. Now pushed to the back, where it is taken. Skating with it is McNeil. Poke check by Davis, recovered by Samantha McGillivray. McGillivray's attempt to clear bounced off her own teammate, but now they force it out to the neutral zone. Riley Lackey pushes it back into the Milton end, where it's taken by McNeil. McNeil coming around, blocked on the attempt to clear by Sujin Koo. Pass finds Grayson Davis as she chases it down along the near boards, pushes it forward just out of reach of Koo, but Koo coming around the back, couldn't jam it in. Davis a chance, shot saved by Chimone. Another attempted clear. And skating out with it now is Walsh. Walsh moves it into the Brookline end, but it's moved back to the neutral zone by Riley Lackey. A long pass from Davis, but nobody was there. Instead, it's taken by Samantha McGillivray. McGillivray skating with it, pushes it up to Walsh, gets away from her, and it's taken by Lackey. Lackey passes for Shayna Chin. Chin sends a long pass. Off this change, just barely taken, but couldn't be kept with, as Maggie Mullen now taking it out the back. Mullen skating, looking around. Long pass is going to be taken in the neutral zone by Chin. Pass across to Hauser, pass up, not there. Taken back by Collins. Now stolen back by Chin. Up against the boards. It is pushed into the Brookline end, but taken by Reed. Pass goes up, and it's taken This is Tebow. Tebow has a bit of a chance. Two defenders collided. Tebow making her approach shot. Saved by Chimone. And they collided with the goalie. They have to blow the whistle. And Chimone just stretching it out, making sure everything's okay. And we're going to have a neutral zone face-off off of that one. Face-off pushed into the Milton end. They get it out to the neutral zone. They keep pushing, but now it's taken by Izzy Pace. Pace gains the blue line. Pace approaches, shot saved by Chimone. But recovered by Janowski. Janowski coming around the back. Puck's knocked away. Murphy chases it down, but Janowski keeps up the pursuit. Now Hughes backhand pass to Pace. Pace tries to pass through. Janowski tried a desperate backhander, but walled off by Mullen. Mullen now skating with it. Gets through to the neutral zone. Maggie Mullen going end to end here. Turns around, pass blocked. Ricochets right to Pace. Pace pushes it out to the neutral zone, gets tangled up, but Janowski's there to recover the puck. Pushed it a little too far out in front of her, but walls off the attempted clear to keep with it. Pass, nobody there. Taken back by Murphy. Pass out of reach of her teammate, and now Lackey trying to wrestle with it. But Lovette, Mary Lovette, pushes it all the way to the Brookline end where it's taken by Hauser. Hauser's pass kind of whiffed on and blocked by Carew, so it's sent around the boards. Lackey takes it off the ricochet and clears it out to the neutral zone. Pushed back to the Brookline end. Around the corner it goes. It's taken by Lackey. Lackey pass misses. Koo received and a shot blocked and instantly cleared out right up the middle. No icing here as it's taken by Chimone. Chimone, a long pass up to Carew to take advantage of a Brookline change. Carew skating with it. Lost her footing, got tangled up with too many defenders. The attempt to clear is blocked by Thayer. Thayer coming around the back, sends a pass back. It's taken, shot by Nolan is blocked. Along the near boards, taken by Lackey, sent around for Casey McCarthy. McCarthy's pass ricochets several different ways. McCarthy manages to push it out to the neutral zone. Taken by Hunt. Hunt's pass deflected, taken away. Grayson Davis, breakaway chance, shot misses wide. Rebound chased down by McCarthy. McCarthy still trying to push it, keep it on the attack. And it is kept in the Milton end, sent to the corner, chased down by Davis. Davis sends a pass around. Off the change, it's taken by Shayna Chin. Tries to push it through the slot, nobody there. Off the corner, Davis sends it through the middle again, nobody there to receive the pass. Carew takes it in the corner, sends it around. Gets it to Thayer. Thayer pushes it into the neutral zone. All the way down to the Brookline end, and they blow the whistle for icing. Brookline looking so much better this period. Still no score either way. I don't know what's changed, but Brookline really starting to press their advantage here in this second period. Face-off goes to Sarah McGillivray, attempted clear. Gets it up to Mary Lovette. Lovette chasing after it, tangled up with Chin, and it's knocked away by Reed. Reed now working on the clear. It's pushed up the line. Chin trying to get it out, but Lovette keeps it in the Brookline end. The attempted clear goes off a skate, but Tebow manages to backhand it into the neutral zone. Janowski chasing after it. One-on-one, fires. Glove save by Chimone. Lila Chimone's been far more busy here in the second period than she was in the first, but she's been standing up to the task so far. 2:31 left still in the second period. Face off. Davis gets a stick on it, passes back. Reed keeps it on the attack. Hauser tries to push it forward, but their sticks got a bit tangled up. It's taken, I believe, by McNeil. McNeil pushes it down to the Brookline end. And that's icing again. So we'll have another face-off in the Milton end. Face-off, taken by Koo herself, shot turned aside by Chimone. Now McNeil recovers, tries to clear, walled off by Pace. Pace wrestling for it, so is Koo. Pinned to the boards now. They're still scrumming for it, but it squirts out, and it's taken by Samantha McGillivray. Sent up the line, Lackey keeps it on the attack. Now off the boards, Koo backhands it. Deflects back to Lackey, Lackey insert, blocked. Cleared out by Samantha McGillivray. Gets it up to O'Toole. O'Toole moves it into the Brookline end. Chasing it down is Lackey. Lackey turns around, long pass up. Gets into the neutral zone, but out of reach of the intended target. Instead, it's taken by Mullen. Mullen, a long pass, finds O'Toole. Gains the blue line. Poked away by Davis. Davis moves it into the neutral zone. Long pass, finds Walsh. Walsh pushes it into the Brookline end, stopped by Lackey. Lackey pushes it back out to the neutral zone where it's taken again by Mullen. Passed across to Hart. Hart's pass blocked by Davis, taken by Chin. Chin skating with it. Gains the blue line. Still trying to muscle her way through. Gets all the way to the backboards. 1 minute left in the period. Chin, backhand pass wasn't there. Blocked by Ellie McConville. Attempted clear again, disturbed by Brookline, trying to keep it on the attack. It does go out to the neutral zone. Hauser pushes it right back, but right to Mullen. Mullen skating through the neutral zone. Mullen, long shot, well wide. But Milton needed to make a line change. Janowski pass into open space. Finds a target. This is Tebow, just broken up and covered up by Chimone. 23.5 seconds left in the second period, and we're going to have another Milton end face-off. Face-off. It's being fought for. Push to Chimone. Might have blown the whistle a bit prematurely as the puck squirted out, but it wasn't going in the net regardless. But what a push by Soojin Koo. You could tell Lovette was trying to sort of box her out there, but Koo keeps fighting and pushes it right to Chimone, and now, after waiting a second, Chimone covers it up again. 15.2 seconds still left in the second period. Brookline still trying to press their advantage. Face off. Deflects several which ways, and now it's taken by Lovette. Long pass just out of reach of Sarah McGillivray. Taken back by Hauser, pushed back to the Milton end. Nolan chases it down. Lost track of the puck, and that's how it's going to end. 2 periods in, still no score. And Brookline bringing a lot more offensive pressure in that second period. They looked much better in that period than they did in the first. I think after they started to find a rhythm off of that power play sequence and the penalty kill sequence even late in the first period, I don't know, it's like something just kind of got lit within them, and they've been riding that energy throughout this second period, really. Second intermission, still no score here at Walter Brown Arena. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'll be back with the third and final period of regulation after a short break off the mic. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the third and final period of regulation of this Division II high school varsity girls hockey contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Milton High Wildcats. Both teams still searching for their first goal, but the goals haven't come for lack of trying. Credit's got to be given to both netminders, Rosie Carew Lyons on the side of Brookline and Lila Chimone on the side of Milton. Both netminders have made some pretty spectacular saves so far. They've stopped a lot of really good offensive chances. I would say Carew Lyons faced more pressure in the first period, but then in the second period, it was Chimone who was facing the heat as Brookline really sort of turned a corner in the possession game in the second frame. So we'll see what we're going to see, we'll see. Yeah, of course we're going to see what we're going to see. Anyway, we'll see what happens here in this third period. We'll see if whatever adjustments Brookline made during the first intermission continue to bear fruit for them and possibly even a point on the scoreboard. Or we'll see if Milton was able to make their own adjustments in the second intermission. The Wildcats ranked 15th in Division II with a 9-1-3 record, while 45th ranked Brookline with a record of 2-11, looking for the upset here at home. And now the players coming back out on the ice. Having switched sides again, they are now facing the same way they did in the first period. Who will break the scoreless tie? Will anyone break the scoreless tie? Remember, this is a sport where a scoreless tie can be the end result of the game. And I'll tell you, I don't think I could have picked a better song choice for the final period of a game like this than Shipping Up to Boston. Good call on the folks running the PA. Chimone returns to her spot in net for the Wildcats. They're bringing out a forward line of Mary Levette, Molly Murphy, and Sarah McGillivray, and a defensive pairing of Emily McNeil and Samantha McGillivray. For Brookline, Rosie Carew Lyons returns to man the spot between the pipes. A forward line of Julia Janowski, Izzy Pace, and Caroline Hughes, a defensive pairing of Etta Reed and Sophia Hauser. This is how he will start the third period. Here we go. Face-off won by Milton. McNeil passes across to Samantha McGillivray, sends it up for Sarah McGillivray, and it's recovered by Levette. Pass for Molly Murphy, shot high and wide. The excitement starting already here in the third. Brookline breaks it up. Skating through with it is Janowski. Pass just misses Caroline Hughes, but she recovers it off the ricochet. But it's knocked away from her, taken by Levette. Passes up to Sarah McGillivray. McGillivray weaving through, but just broken up at the last second and cleared out. Recovered by McNeil. Long shot off a skate, and it has to be saved by Carew Lyons. Almost kicked that one in like a soccer ball, but Carew Lyons once again denies the Wildcats. So we'll have a face-off in the Brookline end. Tangled up. It's ultimately recovered by Jenna Rosetto. Rosetto sends it around the boards. It's kept on the attack, sent off the backboards, taken by Riley Lackey. Another attempt to clear, walled off by Megan Carew. Long shot goes wide. Off the boards, it's being chased after kept in the Brookline end. Scrumming for it up against the boards. Carew again sneaks in, now coming around the back. Tries a backhander, and it's covered up by Rosie Carew Lyons. Milton pressing the advantage early here in the first. We saw them dominate the possession game in the first period. We saw Brookline starting to punch back in the second period. What's going to happen here in the third? It's pushed in! Oh my gosh! Molly Murphy! Off of the face-off. It was pushed the wrong way by Brookline. And while the Brookline defender did not notice, Molly Murphy noticed, just stretched out her stick and poked that one past an unaware Rosie Carew Lyons, and we've got our first goal of the game. Coming out with it again is Murphy. Fires a shot, turned aside by the blocker of Rosie Carew Lyons. Casey McCarthy sends it off the boards, taken by Maggie Mullen. Mullen gets the feet taken out from under her by Suchin Koo, who now takes it around the corner. Stolen away, passed back to Mullen. Shot is blocked by Casey McCarthy. Now Davis trying to force it out, gets it out to the neutral zone. Mullen gets to the puck first. Still skating with it. Still going. Lost it at the blue line, but Lovette recovers, passes it back. Hart's attempted push is walled off by Davis, but now Hart gets another push and gets it into the Brookline end. Full change coming for Milton as Brookline moves the puck up ice. Davis, no one to pass to as she just has to send it off of the boards while Brookline makes a change, and this might be ill-timed. Skating with it now is Molly Lovette. Lovette trying to weave through, poke check, knocks the puck into open ice. Now Julia Janowski pushes it through to the neutral zone. Janowski keeping with it, pushing it into the Milton end. Around the back, it's walled off. Pace lost her footing. Still tangled up. And it's going to be picked up by Shimon. Face off, goes to the corner. It's taken by Hunt, and we've got a whistle. Oh, this is going to be a penalty against Milton. That's going to be Nayeli Thayer going to the box for 2 minutes for, I believe, a cross-check. Brookline, I believe, is 0 for 1 on the power play so far today, but they need a score now more than ever tonight. Face-off almost set up a one-timer for Clara Tebow. Instead, it's taken away by Murphy. Murphy skating with it. Fires a shot, saved by Carew Lyons. Carew Lyons almost took a risky position, standing fully up there, but Murphy's shot did indeed go high. Off the faceoff, it is knocked into the netting, and that will set up another faceoff. They straight up had to get a new puck after that one. Another Brookline end faceoff. Off the faceoff, it's won by the Wildcats. Long shot is sent into the corner. And now this one gets knocked into the air. Brookline has to get it out if they're going to try and make something happen on this power play. As it's stolen away by Murphy. Long shot saved by Carew Lions. Brookline desperately trying to clear it out, but it's walled off by Mullen. Now Brookline takes it. Sophia Hauser skating through, pass, finds her target. Skating with it is Chin. Chin got sandwiched by a couple defenders, and now it's taken out the back by Mullen. Mullen trying to fend off Hauser. Gets a pass along the back. Attempted clear is knocked into the neutral zone. Skating after it is Tebow. Tebow turns around, forces it into the neutral zone, but it's taken by Mullen. Mullen gets through Tebow and pushes it forward into the corner where it's taken by Lackey, sent around for Pace. Pace skating with it, gets around one. Long pass for Tebow. Tebow skating after it. It was just out of her reach, but she's trying to chase after it. Tries to send a pass across, but nobody was there. Puck ricocheting several different ways. And it's taken now by Hart. Walled off by Koo, I believe. Or no, by Pace. Tried to send a pass. Ricochets, goes back. Reed shot. Almost redirected in by Tebow. Pace fighting for it along the boards. Smothered by a couple defenders. And it's taken. Attempted clear. Walled off. Long shot from Hauser. Saved by Chimone. Just 5 seconds left on the power play now. Face-off is collected by Milton. Attempted clear, walled off by Lackey. Lackey sends it around the boards, and coming out of the box now is Thayer. Sent around the corner. Attempted clear, taken by Rosetto. Insert, redirect! Almost, but a save made by Chimone. Izzy Pace almost got the perfect redirect deflection there, but Chimone, sliding away from the puck, managed to corral it with her stick and keep that out of the net. Face off, won by Milton. McNeil sends it around the corner. And that's Molly Lovette sending it way up. Chased down by Lackey, attempted clear, kept on the attack end by the Wildcats. Skating with it now is McConville. Saved by Carew Lions. Rebound collected, sent through. Deflects out. Samantha McGillivray, long shot, well wide. Chased down by McConville. McConville weaving around a couple of defenders. Backhand pass is blocked, but now gets a pass out. Knocked away from Molly Lovette and taken by Grayson Davis. Davis moves it into the neutral zone. It's chased down by Samantha McGillivray. Attempted clear. Walled off by Hauser. Pushed forward. And are we going to have another too many skaters penalty against Brookline? I think we are. I mean, really, I don't know what to say. This honestly feels more like rotten luck than anything else. But also just, you know, some bad timing in terms of the line changes, resulting in, you know, the puck winding up right by their bench while they're making the line change. This has produced 2 power plays for the Wildcats, as they're now going to have the advantage for the next 2 minutes. Off the face-off, quick shot, glove save by Carew Lions. It will be Clara Tebow serving this penalty. Face-off tangled up. Murphy sends it back. Samantha McGillivray passes for Murphy. Shot is blocked by Hauser. Hauser attempted clear, walled off by Samantha McGillivray. Pass down to the corner to Levette. Levette tries to send it, but lost her footing. Hauser sends it around the boards. Now it's knocked away from Mullen, and now off to the races is Julia Janowski. Janowski approaching, long shot, saved by Chimone. A minute 31 still left on the penalty. 8:47 still left in regulation. 1-0 the Milton lead off the goal from Molly Murphy. Face off. Scrummed for, tangled up, knocking every which way. And indeed, it is another too many skaters penalty that was called as Mullen approaches. Shot saved by Carew Lyons. Squared out a little too much, but knocked away by Hauser. Milton keeps it on the attack. A pass forward. Oh, another player got the feet taken out from under her, but play continues. Mullen's shot well wide. Off the boards, it's taken by Murphy. Murphy tries to send one through. Mullen couldn't get a clean stick on it. Instead, it's recovered again by Murphy. Murphy sends a pass around the back to Sarah McGillivray. They try and jam one in, but it's saved by Carew Lyons. Trying to come around the back and jam it in. Saved again by Carew Lyons. Davis clears it out. Chimone sends it ahead for Sarah McGillivray as Brookline made a change. Now Murphy skating with it. Gains the blue line. Long shot, glove save by Carew Lyons. Again, credit has got to be given to both netminders here today as they've been doing an exceptional job against a flurry of shots from both sides. Face off. Still ricocheting like crazy, taken now by Molly Levette around the back. Pass goes back to, I believe, Hunt, then back to Levette, now back to Nolan. Shot saved by Carew Lyons! And now pinned in the corner. Shin comes out with it, sends it around the boards. Hunt keeps it in play. We're back at even strength. Tebow back out on the ice for Brookline. Now Tebow clears it out. It's a long clear, and I think that's going to go for ice. No ice. Yes, icing. So Brookline successful on that penalty kill, but what that did kill was some clock. Brookline still trailing by 1 with 7 minutes left. Face-off won by Milton, goes back to McNeil. Pass broken up, and it is taken away by Brookline. This is Davis skating with it. Davis, it was knocked away from her before she could gain the blue line, so it's taken out to the neutral zone. Chasing it down is Murphy. Murphy coming around a defender approach, saved by Carew Lyons, and it's sent out to the corner. Ricochets over to McNeil, shot kicked away, and taken now by the Warriors. Pace. Weaving through, backhand pass finds Davis. Davis gains the blue line. Long shot is blocked into the air. Couldn't be scooped up by Chimone. Attempted clear. Misses McGillivray. Hauser tried to pass it, but it's taken away. Couple passes being chased down by Sarah McGillivray. McGillivray gets tangled up, and that's going to be a penalty against Brookline, and that's going to be costly. As Carew Lyons makes the save, another Warrior will be going to the penalty box. It will be Hauser serving the 2-minute minor. So Brookline must endure 2 more minutes on the disadvantage as Milton shot was blocked by the body of Shayna Chin. Now Janowski whiffed on her first attempt on the clear, but now gets it out. It's taken by Hart. Hart passes for McNeil. McNeil tried to insert it. It was blocked for a second by Rosetto, but Rosetto couldn't clear. Now it's taken by Mary Levette. Pass across to Hart. Hart shot blocked by Janowski and instantly cleared out to the neutral zone and all the way back. As I think they called the penalty 2 minutes for roughing. It's a bit hard to hear the PA. Sent into the Milton end as Milton makes a line change. Rosetto passes up, and skating with it now is Pace. Pace dumps it into the Milton end, chasing after it herself. Getting tangled up, it's pushed around. Taken now by Murphy. Murphy, pass, finds a target. That's McConville. Poke check, knocks it away, and it's cleared out to the neutral zone. Taken by Samantha McGillivray. Pass across, finds Molly Levette. Couldn't stay with it, and Brookline clears it out once again. Mullen chasing it down in the corner. Koo in pursuit, but lost her footing, and now Mullen skating with it in transition. Passes up for McConville. McConville trying to stay with it. Too many defenders. Recovered by Carew. Shot is saved by Carew Lions. .432 on the clock here in regulation. 23 seconds left on the penalty. Face-off is pushed into the near corner. Carew sends it around. Reed takes it, tries to clear, walled off. Samantha McGillivray, long shot, blocked, but it's just sitting there and it's knocked away by Davis. McGillivray, another slap shot, covered up this time by Carew Lions. Now just 4 seconds left on the penalty. Face-off won by Milton. Quick pass, finds Mary Levette, tries to send it through to Sarah McGillivray, and it's knocked in! Off the skate of Sarah McGillivray, and then off another skate. Brookline's trying to argue that you can't kick it in, and no goal! They turned it around! They signaled no goal because you can't kick it in. So instead it will be a neutral zone face-off. The score is still just 1-0. Boy, how about that for a wild sequence? We're back at even strength. The penalty ends with no score. So a chance for Brookline if they can take advantage. Pass ricochets, couldn't be collected cleanly by Chin, and now Maggie Mullen sends it into the corner, and it ricochets around. Sarah McGillivray coming around, shot saved by Carew Lions. It stays in the crease, but it's cleared out. Now that attempted clear taken by Mullen, long shot blocked by Carew Lions, and she covers it up. .338 on the clock. Brookline has got to get it down on the other end. Face-off is won by Milton. Nolan kind of whiffed on that one. Brookline trying to force their way through. Breaking through. Izzy Pace approaches. Tried to deke it, and she lost the puck. Brookline staying with it, pass back to Rosetto, tries an insert, ricochets a couple times. Janowski trying to jam it in, but walled off by Chimone. Now a long pass, and now this is Sarah McGillivray racing against Riley Lackey. Long shot, glove saved by Carew Lions. It was a 2-on-none, but just couldn't finish. 3:11 on the clock. Face off, sent to the far side boards. Hauser cutting off the forward there, trying to weave her way through, but it's knocked away from her. Molly Lovett now trying to stay with it, but Etta Reed takes it away. Reed's attempt to clear, walled off by McConville. Now walled off by Lovett, now taken by Davis. Davis sends a pass, finds Tebow. Tebow skating up with it. Pass for Shayna Chin across the blue line, but it's knocked away from Chin, and Brookline now has to reset in the neutral zone. Chin passes for Hauser. Hauser dumps it into the Milton end. Around the back it goes. Skating with it, it's broken up. Pinned to the boards now. Coming out with it is Hart. Hart skating, sends it off the boards. Hauser breaks it up, ricochet to Tebow. Tebow turns around, shoots, blocked! Blocked by the body of Emily McNeil. Now it's sent out to the neutral zone. Couldn't be collected cleanly, and it goes down to the Brookline end where Hauser backhands it up, taken by Hart. Hart tries to send a pass through the middle, misses everybody. In the Brookline end, it's taken by Reed. Reed sends it up for Davis. Davis backhands it, just misses everybody and goes out to the neutral zone. Chased down by Murphy. Murphy off the boards. A chance as Koo now dumps it into the Milton end. Got to keep an eye on the Brookline net, so they might go empty net any moment to try and tie this, but they've got to get it back in the Milton end first. Ricochets around. Brookline can't get it cleanly on the attack. Now approaching, a shot saved by Carew Lyons again. They try and push it and jam it, but they cannot. Still with the puck. A long shot, walled off by Rosetto, might have set up a redirect. Now Lovett tries to send one through, broken up again by Rosetto. Another shot blocked again, might have been Carew Lyons, might have been Rosetto. Now a long pass broken up by Murphy. Cleared out, and now taken by Brookline. Brookline now skating with it. 1 minute left, pass for Koo, backhander, turned aside. Pace tried to backhand, but nobody was there. Net is empty for Brookline, it's 6-on-5. Reed comes in, skating with it. Weaving through, tries a shot, couldn't get it through. Traffic, Reed recovers. Reed backhands it wide. Now pushed around the back. Davis had it for a second, but it's taken away by Hart. Sent all the way around. And the deflection is going to prevent any icing call. Less than 30 seconds left. Brookline has to move. Reed sends it, taken away by Murphy. Shot blocked. But it's now Sarah McGillivray taken away. Davis trying to push it forward. Tebow pushes it into the neutral zone. And now it's sent into the benches. And that's going to result in either a neutral zone or a Milton end face-off. It's going to be neutral zone. That's bad news for Brookline. 12.6 seconds. And a timeout is called by Brookline. The odds are long for Brookline, but they're not quitting until the end. You know, whether or not Brookline is able to pull out some miracle to score an equalizer here in the final 12 seconds, you got to give a lot of credit for the fight they've shown against a much higher ranked opponent. I mean, this has been surprisingly anyone's contest for a large chunk of the game. Out of the timeout, we're going to have a neutral zone face-off on the far side. Brookline's got 6 skaters. They're going to be, with this alignment, they're going to be banking a lot on a face-off win by Shayna Chin. Here we go. They're tangled up. Brookline's got to move it forward. They do, but it's taken by Mullen. Mullen skating with it. Just trying to take it away. Just trying to run out the clock. It's piled up in the corner. And a whistle is blown with still 2.7 seconds left. They called a penalty on Shayna Chin. Well, that about puts a pin in it. 2.7 seconds left. Brookline has to bring Carew Lions back out to the net, as these last 2 seconds will be played out technically as a power play for Milton. Off the face-off, it's sent all the way back, and that is going to be the final horn. The final score here at Walter Brown Arena, the Milton High Wildcats 1, the Brookline High Warriors 0. The lone score today coming off a third period goal on a heads-up deflection by Molly Murphy. So Milton improves to 10-1-3 on the year. Brookline falls to 2-12. And you know what? I'll say it again. Hats off to Brookline for bringing this much fight against a higher-ranked opponent. You know, this game could have conceivably gone the other way, or even more easily, we could conceivably be going into overtime, as that was some really, rotten luck on Brookline's side that resulted in that goal. Can't take away from Murphy, because she made a very heads-up play, taking advantage of the situation she was given. But still, tough luck for Brookline, and if you take away that moment of tough luck, then this would be a 0-0 game going into OT. And as a 45th ranked team going up against a 15th ranked team, that's something you can hang your hat on. But that is going to do it here at Walter Brown Arena. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. If you enjoyed the live stream, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, including all upcoming home games for both Brookline girls and boys hockey this winter. If you got anything you would like to say, I encourage you to say it in the comment section down below after the stream has concluded. You can also go down below to the description section of the video to find the information about our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. Find their website and their phone number so you can find out how you can help feed our community. Check out the bottom right corner of your screen. You'll see the URL to my personal website, jessesports.com. Find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to different teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. Below that, my email address, jgms88@gmail.com. You can contact me directly with any questions or requests you may have. Below that, the URL to my Instagram account, instagram.com/jgms88. You can follow me on Instagram, where sometimes I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this stream, that is going to do it. Milton 1, Brookline 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Walter Brown Arena. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good night.